All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming down today and making some time to come and visit us. Really appreciate it. We are here today, in case you aren't aware, you are here today with Cyclone RoboSub, the premier underwater robotics team here at Davis.
Absolutely.
Just some introductions. My name is Jason. I am a fourth year mechanical engineer, co-president of the team, Any Grant, and this is my partner in crime.
Yeah, I'm Peter. I'm the other co-president of the team. I'm also fourth year mechanical engineering, he, him. And now we're going to go ahead and introduce the rest of our leadership team for those of you that are here tonight. If you want to stand up and walk to the front of the room, and then you're just going to tell us your name, major, pronouns, year, position, and favorite part of the competition this past summer. Get up.
While we're coming up here, I'll tell you my favorite part of competition. It was staying up until 4 a.m. doing electrical troubleshooting the night before a final run. That was mine. Here.
Yeah, I think my favorite parts was probably eating a blueberry muffin in the pool after being in a pool for an all-nighter for 8 hours straight. Or it was taking pictures in Stanford's team's pit and making funny faces. Yeah. Yeah, okay, David.
Let's go down to this. You can talk. We talk. How's school?
Okay. I'm David. I'm a second year mechanical engineering student. I'm the manipulation sub-team lead. And then my favorite part of competition was probably swimming with the robot.
Hi guys, my name is Lucy. I'm the Hull sub-team lead. I'm a second year mechanical engineering student. My favorite part of competition was talking to one team and they're designing an itty bitty robot about this big.
Do we have an actual picture?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Nidhi. I'm a fourth year electrical engineering major. I'm one of the co-electrical leads, pronouns she, her. My favorite part was honestly going to competition. I was only just there for a day or so, so being able to see everyone after spending the summer out of state was really nice.
Hi, I'm the software lead, fourth year computer engineering major, and my favorite part of competition was cooking 20 pizzas for pizza night.
Hi everyone, my name is Anjali Sheeter. I'm a fourth year electrical engineering major and I'm the other co-lead. And my favorite part of the competition was probably spending time with the team at 4 a.m. in the middle of the night.
Cool. Can we get a round of applause for our leader? We're people who are listed are not here right now. Dilraj, our electrical lead, Alan, our mechanical lead, and Aditi and Aubrey, research and public relations leads respectively. Thank you guys.
Okay.
All right. Before we jump into the presentation about Cyclone RoboSub, I want to talk to you really quickly about the importance of engineering clubs in general. We are one of many engineering design teams here at Davis. Some of the others that you may be aware of or may have already attended info sessions of include April, Formula, Space and Satellite Systems. There's a whole bunch of them. My recommendation to you as a senior in engineering here at UC Davis is that you choose at least one of these organizations to spend the rest of your time with here at UC Davis. There's a good reason for that. When you're going to classes, you're becoming educated. That's what you're gaining the knowledge to be able to do the work that you'll do day to day in the workforce. But that only gets you part of the way there. What you don't have is experience. And experience is what you get at an engineering club like this. Okay, you're gonna come to our meetings. We're gonna provide you with opportunities to do hands-on projects, and you're gonna get that experience. You're gonna be able to put that on your resume. You're gonna have something specific that you can say, I helped develop the control system for an underwater robotics vehicle. And that's something that you can talk to about an employer, right? While you're here also, any of these clubs, you'll be able to develop a community, a group of people that hopefully you have similar interests with and that you also get along with. And this will become your network that will allow you to help find jobs and opportunities when you're out in the workforce. This all collapses in on itself, and it's all thanks to engineering clubs like ours. So the rest of this presentation, we're going to focus on our club and what we do, and why we think that our club is a great fit for you. when you guys come to the meetings, like please feel free to check it out. If it doesn't feel like the right fit for you, that's totally okay. I completely get it. What we're doing here is niche and it's not for everyone. But please make me the promise that if you leave us, you go somewhere else. Because there are many great opportunities out here. Can I trust you guys with that?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, so you're here for Cyclone RoboSub. Like you mentioned, that's what we'll be talking about. Duh. So what are we? We are an engineering student design team, like some of the other ones on campus. And that means that we have a competition that we go to yearly. For our team, the competition is the motivator, not the goal, or not the metric. So what that means is we use competition to structure what we do in the club and what we're trying to achieve and the types of projects that we do. However, the competition itself isn't what we're trying to accomplish. We are trying to build a community, we're trying to build a network, and we're also just trying to build a good experience for everyone whenever they come into the team. This is our third year as a team, and this will be our second year competing in the RoboSub competition. And we're also trying to be the go-to place for hands-on robotics. We're the only large-scale competitive robotics team here at Davis, and we're pretty proud of that. And we're a safe place to socialize. Lastly, we are also research-oriented. I'm personally really interested in the intersection between ocean research and marine technology. So within our team, with our robot, we not only compete in the competition, but we're working with researchers to put our vehicle out in the field and actually collect data for marine researchers here at UC Davis. All right, Jason's going to tell you a little bit about how the two of us got this started.
So once upon a time, Peter and I were the respective leaders of our first robotics team. If you're not familiar with FIRST, it's a great robotics program for K through 12 students. It's for Robotics, if you've been a part of that. And Peter and I, we came to UC Davis. We found each other on Discord. We became roommates, and we had this crazy idea that what if we started a underwater robotics team, and that's where you guys are today. We started for a couple of reasons. We wanted to address the robotics niche. We're coming shortly after COVID lockdown. Things were down. There weren't as many opportunities for robotics and engineering as there are right now. We wanted to build a community of people who also had similar interests to us, and that community wanted to meet more people like you, and that has definitely been the case over the past couple of years, and we hope that continues to be the case right up until we graduate.
My turn. So now I'm going to go more into the details of what is the RoboSub competition. Well, it's an international underwater robotics competition. So that means, and it has both high school and college teams competing. So that means that teams are coming from around the globe. Think of places like Asia, Canada, and then a lot of teams across the US. For the competition itself, robots complete autonomous runs. So they have 15-minute semifinal runs where they're dropped into the pool and then they autonomously navigate and complete a series of tasks. And then robot performance is judged based on how your robot performs during your competition run, but also on a series of design presentations and technical documentation and team videos, which we submit prior to the competition. Last year's competition was held in Irvine. This year's competition will also be held in Irvine over the summer. I guess first week or second week of July. You can go to the next. Here's a little peek of the course layout at last year's competition. You can see the different objects in the pool mark different tasks the robot has to complete. If you join the team, we'll go into a lot more detail about what this means and what these tasks actually represent. But you can see it's broken down into 4 courses, so 4 robots could be running at the same time for competition runs. So you're not going head to head against another robot with another robot in the pool with you. You're judged on your own run, and then points are tallied and compared at the end of the competition.
So if you had me come to your classroom, I showed this video. This is the qualification run that our robot went through at competition. This is a very basic procedure. You get under the surface, you drive forward through a gate, and you surface on the other side of the gate. That is the qualification. That is the baseline level for entry. In the background, you can actually see more of the course. There is so much more to do in this competition. You can shoot torpedoes, pick up objects, navigate to specific areas of the course, and surface. That's just one small portion of what we do.
Okay, so we included this slide to just give you a little bit of a taste, a sneak peek of what competition actually looks like. Going along the top, in the top left, we have a picture of team members working on the electrical systems of our robot at our Airbnb. It was pretty much a full-time job around the clock, fixing issues and testing everything. And then on the right, that's our team's pit. We have the fun UC Davis banner on the top. And on the farthest right top corner is a picture of the pool and the competition. And then along the bottom, there's a couple examples of some of the cool builds that people brought to competition and were competing with. I think someone mentioned earlier, I think Lucy mentioned that one of the coolest things they saw there was a tiny autonomous robot. So that's actually an autonomous torpedo that University of Maryland developed and was showing off to people. So you can get a sense. Teams in this competition get really creative. And what's fun about this competition is the rules are actually pretty lax. So what you can do, you really like kind of stretch the boundaries of what's possible. And then looking at how we performed last year in the 2025 competition, because I think that's really useful for informing what we're trying to do this coming year. We successfully completed our qualification run, which you saw in the video, and competed in the semifinals of the RoboSub competition. Overall, we placed 31st out of the 60 teams competing, which we felt pretty proud of as a first-year team. We were able to beat out really good schools like Stanford, Carnegie Mellon, UC Berkeley. So personally, we're pretty proud of that. And then overall in our design documentation, we placed 16th out of the 60 teams, which we were also really proud of. And then lastly, out of the positives that came from competition, also we had a great time. Like it was a blast. A week in Irvine, like testing robots and hanging out with people from all over the world. Like it's fun. But we also encountered a lot of issues, specifically with our software controls. We had corrosion-related electrical issues with our kill switch and the accessibility of it. I sliced the finger trying to access our kill switch. And then also just insufficient testing. Timelines are tight, so we're hoping to do a lot more testing this year. This is just a quick image of what our robot from the last year looked like. This is Manny the manatee, named after like Sea Cow or UC Davis, you know. So this kind of gives you like a quick overview of like the mechanical systems of our robot. Most of like the complications beyond the mechanical and electrical stuff happens in software. You can go to the next slide. This is kind of scratching the surface of what's going on behind the scenes in our software systems. This is just the basic like controls architecture for how everything within the robot interfaces. The actual like controller for the robot is a whole another level of like complication. So this competition is a really big software challenge on top of just mechanical design and electrical systems. And then looking into the future of what we're planning to do this year. Because Jason and I are both seniors and a lot of people have been on the team for a couple years now, we're gonna try to make this a really big year. So we're making things a little bit ambitious. In terms of our current vehicle from last year, we're planning on using it for the 2026 RoboSub competition because we believe that it had a lot more to offer. So we're reworking some of its low current electrical systems. We're working on a lot of the controllers and controller validation. And then we're also just doing a bunch of software improvements because there's always more to do with software. But beyond all the software and electrical stuff for last year's vehicle, we're going to be starting the design of a new vehicle. This is the start of a 2-year development cycle. So the vehicle that we start designing this year will be competing in the 2027 RoboSub competition. And we're doing this so if you're interested in electrical systems or mechanical design, you have a hands-on project that you can get in on and start contributing to right now while all the software people work on last year's robot. And if you're new and interested in software, we'll get you up to speed so that you can start contributing. And then lastly, my favorite research deployments. We have a couple ideas that we want to pursue this year, mainly deploying our last year's robot at the Bodega Marine Lab, at the Topo Environmental Research Center, and then also just a smaller deployment here at UC Davis in the Arboretum. With some of the things I talked about, here's the timeline that we're expecting to follow this coming year. You can see the start of the year, we have battle boats in the top corner. We'll talk about that more later. That will basically serve as our training session for everybody that's new to the team to give you an intro into what to expect here on Cyclone RoboSub. And then we have kind of like two development timelines, one for last year's vehicle and improving its systems, and then another timeline for building the new vehicle or building and designing a new vehicle for the 2027 RoboSub competition. On top of that, there's also fundraising, design documentation, and all the stuff that goes behind keeping the team running, mainly like financially and logistically. Move on.
All right, so there's a lot of stuff that we just covered. Don't be overwhelmed. We're going to start small and we're going to build up. These next 3 weeks are dedicated to helping you guys get a foothold in robotics. I want you to think about this as a sampling platter for what robotics can be like, so that you can get a feel for if this is something that is up your alley. Doing a competition using autonomous boats. These are very small 3-foot boats. You can see one there in the corner. We're going to walk you through all the basic steps you need to do something like this. We're going to teach you how to cat. We're going to teach you how to 3D print. We're going to teach you how to write some basic code. We're going to teach you how to wire the whole thing. And then ultimately, you'll have something that you can compete with a group of other people. This is like the skills that we're going to teach you here are generally applicable to any of the fields that you might be in. So I highly recommend that you stick around if for anything for this. After this, that's when we'll jump into the full robot development. But this is just your opportunity to get your hands dirty and see what it's like being with us. Again, it's starting this Saturday. So if you're interested, you can get started right now. I think that knows. So if you want to get involved, here's what you should do. First, come to Battle Boats, join us, participate in competition, and there'll be a sign up form. You need that in order to access all the things we have for you. Once we're done with that, we're gonna register with the team. You're gonna join some sub teams, and we'll talk about the way we're organized. And you'll attend regular meetings. We don't have a minimum threshold for meeting times, but generally, the more you put in, the more you're gonna get out of being a program like this. And we highly recommend that you stick around. This is a community that is going to grow on you the more time you spend with it. So participate in team socials, come to competition, and hopefully you can find a home here. So this is a very scary graph. Don't be afraid. I promise it's not going to hurt you. On the left side we have sub teams. On the right side we have divisions. When you're working with groups of people, you're working in a sub team. That's on the left side. You have whole manipulation, controls, system architecture, vision, research, business, and public relations.
We have a lot of sub teams.
A lot of sub teams. It's a big project. There are a lot of moving parts. The crazy pipe-looking snakes are going to the divisions or the general fields of work that are involved in each of the sub teams. You can see that many of these teams are split 3 or 4 ways among the different divisions, and that is by design. Robotics is an interdisciplinary domain. You cannot be successful as a roboticist if you're only good at one of these 4 things. So by design of our team and also by the necessity of being able to design what we're doing, we are super interdisciplinary, and you are working with people who have different skill sets than you, so that hopefully you can absorb some of those skills and that you can take those and do really cool things. Now, if you're at this point in time, you're like, I'm sold, Jason, I want to join your team here, but this is so cool. Let me tell you how you can make it your most the most worth it you can. First off, Battle Boats is the exception where we will be doing the majority of the teaching. Once we get into full robot development, there's going to be a lot of independent learning happening. Our job as team captains, as the organizers of this team, is to provide you with opportunities to do really, really cool work. We're giving you the project and the framework to do that work. But Peter and I don't know how to do a lot of things that we're going to ask you to do. We haven't for the past couple of years, and it's kind of crazy that we made it this far. But that's not me saying that like you're off on go have a blast. You are surrounded by people who know way more about things that you may not know about. And we have a whole community here of people who are excited and happy to help walk you through some of these things. Ultimately, though, it's going to come down to you, your willingness to show up to meetings prepared, to try to learn, to listen, and be comfortable with the fact that at some point in time, and more often than not, you're going to be lost and confused. And that's okay. That's totally okay. There's no stakes here. I'm not giving you a performance review saying, oh, Anthony, you didn't do that good this quarter. We might have to kick him to the team. We're not doing that. We're not exclusionary. So if you're willing to push through those hurdles, you're gonna have a good time here. Like I said before, we have no time commitments. But if you're not showing up to meetings, you're really not gonna get much out of this. Generally speaking, I would say team members who are successful are showing up at least to 4 hours of meetings per week. It varies. You have a life. We're students as well. Totally get it. We're really flexible in that front. We do not expect you to be with us 24/7.
Hey.
Except for you, Corey. You have to stay with us all the time. We're like talk to us. Like we're reasonable. That we want you to be successful. And lastly, this is a team environment. When you're interacting with people around you, you're going to run inevitably into conflict. You're going to have disagreements about how you can approach the different problems, and that is expected. And again, here, we as leaders, we're here trying to help you navigate that. And this is again a safe space to try and start building those skills. They're going to help you be more successful once you're out in the workforce. Also, people here are cool. I think at least.
Yeah, get to know people.
Get to know people.
Hear me?
Absolutely.
I'm like in the in the Zoom
if
call
you're
right
like
now.
really sold, you're like, dude, like I'm gonna spend the next 4 years of my life here. Think about joining leadership, okay? We have some administrative roles we're centering around fundraising, outreach, etc. Generally speaking, a lot of people don't apply for these positions, so really want a leadership position, just think about applying there. But also, if you're just really into money and you want to handle the money, you should apply for a business lead. We also have a lot of technical positions, software division leader, vision lead, system architecture lead, controls lead, mechanical lead. They're pretty self-descriptive. Vision is like the computer vision. System architecture is the general underlying code base that connects everything. There will be an application posted so you can learn more. And these applications open today. So if you are interested and you think you have some background or some vision of how you can impact the team, please apply. We want to see you apply. Peter and I believe in putting the person over the position. So if you apply and we don't necessarily think any of these roles are a good fit for you, but you come to us saying, "Hey, I really, really want to help make a cow mascot costume," we'll make that happen. Okay?
I'd say something about this.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, like you said regarding leadership, we really within our leadership team. We want you, if you have some background in one of the different areas, and on the leadership application, it'll have more details about each of the positions and what those entail. But really, what we're looking for in leaders are people that are willing to kind of be enthusiastic and step up. Past years, a lot of our current leadership team are now second years. They applied to be leaders during their first year here at UC Davis. And we said, hey, you have great skills, you seem like a great person. We'll bring you on, and I hope you're having a great time, guys. But but we don't really like limit things in terms of like year or like extensively based on experience. It's more like, do we see potential? And are you willing to like show that you're willing to put the effort and be enthusiastic about this team? Yeah. Now we're gonna open the floor. If you guys have any questions for us, we'd love to tell you more. This was just kind of like a brief overview. This is like scratching the surface of everything that goes on within this team. It's pretty extensive. But yeah, we'd love to hear any questions from you guys about how the competition works or how the team works or any processes.
Thank you guys. See any questions? I'll give you a second. Oh,
Excellent presentation, but like on a typical meeting day, what would we do?
Here we go.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so in a typical week, based off of last year and what will probably continue this year, is we have a general meeting on either Saturdays or Sundays that lasts 4 to 5 hours, where everybody is welcome to come in and work within their sub team on parts of the robot or just like different tasks that have to get done. And then over the course of the week, the individual sub teams schedule their own meetings based off of the availability of people in their sub teams. So then there are smaller 1 to 2 hour meetings throughout the week that you would do with your independent sub team. And then Saturdays would be the big team meeting. And then about once a month, and we might ramp this up, we do pool tests on the weekends.
Mike is
So
funny.
we'll get everybody who's available. We'll go out to someone's apartment that has a pool. We'll drive the robot out there, and then we'll do maybe like 4 or 5 hours of pool testing and troubleshooting.
Generally speaking, we want you to be
Oh,
with others while you're with the club. If you want to go home and do stuff on your own, that's great. We love that. We also recognize that we don't want things for our club to feel like homework. I don't think that's like personally, like when I was a part of a different club, I didn't really enjoy that. So we try to make sure that if you're doing work for the team, it is in a community group, or in that group can be as small as 3 or 4. So that way that you have someone that you can bounce ideas off of and hopefully avoid getting stuck into a wall.
Yeah. Also, the team, like the meeting times kind of vary based on sub team and time of the year. Like for last year, like our research team, we were only meeting like 1 or 2 hours a week. Whereas like the software team at like the end of last year was putting in about 18 hours a week. And that's just because this is a huge software project, right?
Yeah.
Corey, what's your question?
Is that why the software Gantt chart took up the entire?
Yes, correct. Notice the disproportionate size of the software division. Oh, this. Oh, yes. No, that is.
Oh, wait.
Right. We're just like here.
Yeah.
No. We gotta go with flow chart.
You okay? I was
The entire.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for your question. You're behind.
Yeah, I love you guys that didn't run my first day. That's one of my high school. Do you guys see the similarities between
Yes. So can I just.
Yes.
So it really is a level up from anything that you have done in high school, unless you did this in high school. The primary, like you're gonna take a lot of the practical skills that you learned from that competition. The main difference is that because this is autonomous, everything has to work perfectly when you say it should, right? And that is a really, really hard thing to achieve. There are so many moving parts. You saw the software flow chart. I honestly don't understand that fully. There's too many things that can go wrong to just sort of like wing it. That's like that's like a lesson that Pierre and I had to personally both grow out of coming from FRC. The driver, because of the human driver, there's someone remote controlling, you can compensate as a person a lot for the faults of your robot. Here, if your robot doesn't work, it's dead. It doesn't work. So that's gonna be the main difference.
But it is similar in terms of like getting to competition and meeting all the other teams from around the world that have been working on the same problem for the last year and seeing what they've done and kind of sharing ideas and learning from them. Like beyond our team here at Davis, the wider community is actually really cool. And you meet a lot of cool people that have been doing the same work as you. I'd also say main difference technically is in a lot of like, say like high school or like middle school programs, there's a lot of pre-existing framework for you to work around. Here, everything is from scratch. And that's cool because you get like a lot more of an intuitive and deeper level understanding of the systems, but it also makes things like 10 times harder.
We started with like no code base.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So that was, yeah.
Yeah. It is almost entirely from scratch.
Yes. And also with most robots, you're like most competitions, you're driving on the ground unless you're doing drones. This is a robot in 3-dimensional space with 6 axes of freedom, all being controlled at the same time, trying to navigate using a sonar system to like localize itself within the pool, and then also trying to do different tasks. It's a lot. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, what advantage of many do you think that allows it to beat all the 44 groups and win and enter the semifinal?
I have an answer to that.
Okay, go ahead, Peter.
I would say this is my
Oh.
Cabrillo response. I think with Manny, compared to a lot of the vehicles there, Manny, like out of the vehicles there, Manny is one of the cleanest vehicles at the competition. There's other very beautiful teams like Cornell. But I think Manny is very cleanly and very, I don't want to brag, but like cleverly designed. To the point where it's just like a very robust, like easy system to work with. And same thing with the thruster configuration. It's designed in such a way so that it's very symmetrical, which makes the controller easy. It also has a natural buoyancy moment that causes the vehicle to always self-center or like basically correct for like roll and pitch. So it doesn't like flip over and we don't have to control for that. The other thing is how our vehicle works is it has a Doppler velocity log, which is like a type of sonar, which helps us track where we are in the pool. And our software, within our software, we give it waypoints within the pool, and then the robot uses that sonar system and follows those waypoints and tracks along the course in the pool. We did not fully have that working last competition. We still did fine, like we still did great. But part of the idea is imagine if we actually had that working properly. And the argument is there was another first-year team at last year's competition who basically had the same system as us. They had a vision system, they threw it out the window when they got to competition. And they saw us using a measuring tape, and they were all cool people. And they went out that night and bought the same measuring tape. And they went out and measured the pool and plotted all their waypoints. And their controller was actually working with their DVL. And they were able to place fourth out of the 60 teams there, just using their waypoint follower and a measuring tape, which is exactly what we were trying to do. We just weren't there yet.
They still rookie all-star.
Yeah. So our hope is Manny has what it takes to honestly place in top 10, as long as the software works. And honestly, 75% of the teams that showed up didn't have working software. So yeah.
Yeah, this is smart. Thank you so much for your question. Absolutely. So the framework is intentionally convoluted and messy because I think your experience with the team is best when you're doing a lot of different things. So some teams have separate meeting times. They may not all work for you, but we have had team members in the past who will be part of 2, 3, or 4 different sub teams, and they're contributing different things to different sub teams. We everything right now, like especially the first once we jump into the full competition season, we'll provide you some flexibility, and we'll start with smaller scale projects to help get people's feet wet before jumping into really long-term, large, big scale stuff. So that way we're not throwing everyone into the deep end. Yeah, thank you. Did that answer your question?
We're not going to limit you in what you can do.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
So we historically have operated with about 40 active members. We will see about 20 people at a general meeting on a given weekend. Some teams are not limited in size, but I think they've been typically like they vary based on the sub team. So like the relative size of these blocks is a good way to sort of like understand. Research is about like 6 people. So like you can like sort of base out of that. This is like probably 8, maybe 10, maybe like 5. It really ultimately like this is just a framework to integrate you guys. If we have a bunch of people who are like, dude, I really want to build like the craziest poll ever. All right, that's fine. We'll put people in poll and we'll build something crazy. It is about supporting what you guys want to do. Generally, of course, because it is very software heavy. If you have software experience, so that's also really cool. But it's ultimately up to you and what you want to do.
But yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I wanted to say something really quick just to get this out of the way. We do have an application for the team. Everyone is accepted. This application
It's a registration.
Yeah, exactly.
You're simply stating your interest in joining, so that way we can sign you up for the things that we need to sign you up for.
Okay.
So one there. Let's do you first. It's at 12 p.m. 12 to 4.
And we'll post that tonight.
Yeah, it's already posted.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's already. So in case you aren't already versed, there is I don't actually think it's open. Is it? Okay, here's this. You have your events. Boom. This is how you know what the team's doing. Right there. Just look at the events, you know exactly where you could and should or would be. Yeah.
A question to contrast this with other clubs. Do we have club dues?
Do you have to pay money to join Cyclone RoboSub? No, do not. we like again, our values are accessibility and like teaching and learning. So you like again, if you want to be successful with stuff, you don't need to know things, but you need to be willing to learn. So it's up to you, and we're like you and I are never gonna tell you no unless you're being unsafe.
Yeah, as much as I love money, like I'm not gonna pay for money. Okay, question. 4 hours.
4 hours is the total thing. So the again, if you're busy and you leave, totally okay. Definitely be there for the first 2. We're gonna release a more detailed itinerary. We'll share information. Yeah, thank you. Any last hope?
We're not able to.
Yes. So we don't actually have a good framework yet for that. Are you not available on Saturdays in general, or just this Saturday? If you come next week, we'll get you involved. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
Is there some sort of framework set up for like making sure that people are on the same base, like some central area where it keeps track of like progress of
yes. You ever heard of Notion? I don't want to get too much into detail because this is not relevant if you don't care. But basically we have a whole shebang of like meetings, tasks, like just general information about like what the hell's going on, who's working on what. There's a framework so that you can stay involved. The Discord, if like you guys are all like you guys can all see us chatting on Discord and chatting about stuff. Like there is a system. If you want to talk about a system, I love talking about systems. And also consider joining leadership if you want to talk about systems. Okay. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Any other questions?
Okay, cool.
All right.
Then I think we're gonna wrap up then. That's kind of it.
If you're ready for battle votes, fill out that QR code. Thank you guys so much for coming today. If you want to review any information, we'll post the slides, we'll post the recording. Again, battle votes is this weekend on Saturday.
Yeah, and feel free to like hang out and stay after if you want to talk to us or anyone who's been on the team last year. And you don't want to do it in like this big format. We're welcome if you have personal questions.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. All right, guys. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Welcome to UC Davis.